right, let's get it started in here. Nerd.
Blah, 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 blah. All of that chit-chat's gonna get you hurt.
I'll bring you in warm. Or I can bring you in cold.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Toss a coin to your witcher, a friend of humanity.
Thank you.
All right, shall we talk about a murder mystery that you hosted 10 years ago, Dinner?
Were you there for that?
No, but
How
I
do
just
you
know
know
that
about
you
it?
love murder mystery.
How do you know about that?
Nerd news travels.
Okay. So years ago, I hosted a dinner with some of my friends, and we built like a giant tent. So my parents have a very big living room. It's just the way the house is set up. It's not a massive house, but just the way it's set up, there's this really big living room with 20-foot, 30-foot ceilings, very high. It's a big slanted room. I don't know why. It's just the way the house was designed. Anyway, we ran this huge tent that filled up the whole room, and inside it we put all this crazy stuff, like a treasure chest, like an actual chest that looked like a treasure chest, a big old table, crazy rug. We went all out, and we did this murder mystery dinner where everyone dressed up, and it was like a safari murder mystery dinner out in the savannah, and it was crazy. So yeah, and speaking of savannah, that accent on The Office, the one that Andy Dwyer
it used to
does.
be more of a, like, molasses is coming out of your mouth.
Molasses just rolling out of your mouth. Who speaks like that? Who's famous and speaks like that?
You talking about James Bond?
Yep, talking about James Bond. Senor
Daniel
Blanc.
Craig?
Yeah, Mr. Craig, Mr. Blanc, the famous detective.
Blanc.
I read about him on Twitter.
Did you?
No, it's from the movie.
Ah.
So do you want to talk about it, though?
So, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Great little movie that no one knew but you and me and the whole world. Because it's an amazing cast and a great movie.
It really is.
Why don't you give us a synopsis? A spoiler-free synopsis. Or, yeah, spoiler-free.
You want a spoiler-free synopsis?
Yeah, at least for the first half.
Okay, let's do spoiler-free because we keep getting that complaint. All right, so spoiler-free. It's a murder mystery movie. It's a nod to the old movies like Agatha Christie novels, Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, which those are classic novels that were also film adaptations that are also being made right now. Rian Johnson directed and wrote the movie. He did The Last Jedi, so some people might love him, some people might hate him. I completely forgave him for anything I may have had an issue on The Last Jedi for this movie. This was one of my top 5 favorite movies, I think. I don't know, if you check our website, it's actually not one of my top 5, so maybe we'll have to
But for
update
2019, though, it is.
Yeah, for 2019, for sure it is. Dude, it's a good movie. It's funny.
Great movie.
It's very witty, and the twists are really good, and it moves quickly, and it makes you think, and you have to keep up, and I love it. And the actors, dude, the actors are so good. So this isn't spoilers, so let's do a good that is spoiler-free. A spoiler-free good. Let's talk about the actors that they got on this star-studded cast.
My homegirl, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee
is
Curtis.
amazing. Just amazing at being kind of a monarchy of the family, but at the same time, a little out there.
Yeah. A little fierce.
Just over the top.
Yeah.
A little over the
for
top,
sure.
which is great.
For sure. Jamie Lee Curtis, Chris Evans, he plays Ransom, Jamie Lee Curtis's son. He's super interesting in the movie, and I love the name Ransom. I think my wife and I are going to name our child Ransom. Oh, I love it. I actually
and Don Johnson did a great job.
Who?
Don Johnson he's the husband of Jamie Lee Curtis, the Richard.
Oh, yeah, from Miami
and he's
Vice.
an 80s actor.
Yeah,
So
Miami
huge.
Vice.
He did not Hawaii Five-0, Miami Vice. So, a lot of
That's
people
what
know
I
him
was
from that.
saying.
Well, there's a tape delay. We're remote. Give us a little.
Okay. He's also in When in Rome, for those of you who like rom-coms. He's, oh shoot, the main actress is, he's her father, but I can't remember her name now. I wanted to talk about Michael Shannon. My dad was convinced that Michael Shannon was the bad guy in John Wick, like the son. Vigo's son? And I was like, nope, different actor. And my dad was like, no, it's the same man. I'm like, no, Dad, I will bet you money right now. And he's like,
By like
let's
25
do it.
years.
Yeah, and I'm like, Dad, do not go against me on this. Like, other people have tried.
Come on, Robert
You
California.
will fail.
Bring it better than this.
Yeah, it was super funny. I know, my dad, Robert California, what's he thinking? So funny. One person who kind of cracked me up that was in it that I thought was kind of a cool connection, the lawyer, is Frank Oz, who's also the voice of all the Muppets and Yoda. So he did the puppetry and the voice for Yoda in the Star Wars trilogy. So it's kind of cool.
The famous Frank Oz.
Yeah. So Mr. Oz is in it. So I thought that's pretty cool. Anyone else you want to talk about on the star-studded cast? Because there's a ton more.
You know who is like randomly? She's actually super funny. The mom of that right-wing kid, the Michael Shannon's wife, the Ricky, Donna on the Thornberry on the show, the tall blonde one, skinny.
Yeah.
She's super funny in real life, so it was funny to see her play a role of like just a typical like rich wife who's just like scared of everything and like doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah. Totally like.
So I liked her. I liked her on it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even mention. He's Oz or not Oz. He's Zod, her husband. Michael Shannon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He plays
That's right.
Zod in The Man of Steel.
That's right.
So it's funny to see him play like this older kind of snoveling guy when he
Beat-up
played
guy.
like a jacked Zod. I will find him. I don't know. I think we should move into our bad. Anything bad for you? All right. So at this point, spoilers are available. So if you haven't seen it, turn off the video. All right. Let's talk about the bad.
No, actually, it wasn't too bad. Anything in the movie, really. I thought the pace was great. Everything about it was really great. I didn't really think anything was too bad about it.
That's good. I don't have any bads either, obviously. Maybe that it was too short. Actually, it was really well timed. It wasn't too short. I just didn't want it to end. I was enjoying it so much. So much. It was great.
So let's just go nerdy. And this could be bad, but it was nerdy. What I liked is they gave you enough to be like, all right, we know who the killer is right in the first 8 minutes, but you don't know. They made it seem like Marta's character was okay. They'll be like, okay, she did it, but let's tell you that it was okay that she did it. Like that was the premise, right?
Yeah.
Like, she did it, but she's a good person, so let's just. Yeah, that's what I really like. One of those twists. That was really good.
Can you repeat what you just said just a second ago?
The twists were really good.
Yeah, okay, there you go. It just cut out for like 5 seconds. Okay, so let's go into my nerdy. So one thing that I thought was really nerdy, building on top of the twists, I really liked Martha as a character. I've never seen a character who... Yeah, I've never seen a character who threw up over things. I don't know. That was just so funny to me, and it made for such a good twist at the end when she threw up in Chris Evans' face. Oh, and can we talk about Chris Evans? Dude, he was so good as Ransom. It was so fun to see Captain America play a character that was nothing like Captain America. And he was telling people
cocky, full of himself.
And he was telling people to eat poop. Eat poop. Eat poop. I'm censoring it for all you youngins out there who listen to our cast.
What was also really funny too, which is nerdy because what was good about this movie is they had little subtleties you had to pay attention to. One of those movies you have to pay attention to.
You really do. You can't half pay attention at all.
And one of these like ones that were a little obvious, but you had to pay attention to is the family never got Marta's Hispanic origin correct.
Oh, never.
It's a Venezuelan. Oh, Cuban. Oh, Colombian. Like every time a different family member said she was something else, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, you're giving it to your Brazilian nurse. Like it was, they always called her something different.
It's Venezuelan. Come here. Come here, Marta. Your family came over from Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to be like those right-wing people, but they're super supportive. Like, we're not racist, but...
Yeah, right.
It was just really good.
Oh, yeah.
Really funny.
It was super funny. I know, yeah. It cracked me up. Go ahead.
Admit, did you know what was coming through the whole movie? Could you have guessed?
No, I was trying really hard to, and I thought I had some pretty good guesses, but I was blown away. So my main two guesses, one that I got right. Well, I actually only got two things right. One was that the notes, where like she revealed it with the flame, Jamie Lee Curtis's notes with her dad. That one I guessed right, that it's invisible ink. I thought, yep, that's invisible ink. That's something the dad would do. And then the other thing, when they were in the room and she gets off the phone, I was like, she's gonna throw up in his face. Like that's gonna be the twist.
Okay.
I saw that one coming. What I did not see coming was for him to say, "In for a penny," and then grab a knife and go for her. Like I did not see that coming at all, and it was so intense. He looks so scary when he's coming at her like that. The way they filmed that, if you watch like the color of it and the aesthetic and the angle, it is very like intense, and it really pulls you in. I don't know. Rian Johnson did a good job on that.
He what I like too is I didn't pick up on a lot, but I picked up a little bit how the main thing was that the dogs barked. And every retelling, the dogs knew her, so they were okay with her.
Yeah.
And that was like the one scene that when Captain America, Chris Evans' character, walks through, the dogs barked at him.
At 3 a.m.
And I was like, okay, yeah. And then they barked at him during the day when he came back in his BMW and he got out of the car. And the dogs started barking him. So that triggered a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, that's something there.
I really liked the house, too.
Yeah.
The house was so sweet with its secret entrances and its weird, creepy upstairs and all the knives and everything else. Big old library. I thought it was sweet. What were you going to say just now?
Did you like the ending?
I did. I did like the ending.
How she was just like looking over the family, drinking the cup.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. Such a good ending.
Badass, man. She's just like, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Well, and they deserved it. I don't know. They had enough money to get by, but they needed to do their own thing. They were just, sucking off the living of.
Well, and she was even
father.
like telling him like, oh, I'll take care of the divorced mother whose daughter's in school that's supposed to be her friend.
Yeah.
She got used.
Oh yeah.
You
I know. You should give the money back to us. Yeah, I agree. Well, so we didn't talk about DeBlanc. Let's talk about DeBlanc real quick. And by that I mean I don't know if that's his real name,
detective?
But Daniel Craig's character, the Foghorn Leghorn CSI, KFC CSI. Oh, I love it. So funny. What did you think of him? Let's talk about him.
I actually really liked his accent. Some people might have complained, but I thought that accent was gold.
Yeah, I agree. It was so funny, and coming out of him, it was so funny. And he was
witty and funny, and he like paid attention, and he was always on Marta's side.
Yeah. What else did you like about him besides his donut rants and his listening to music?
That is so true. That donut rant made so much sense at the end.
Yeah.
The first time it did not make sense at all, but the second time I was like, oh, now I get it.
It was so funny. Just him chatting about a donut inside a donut, like he's trying to understand everything. Just cracked me up. It was so funny. I'm trying to think what else I liked. Dude, there's so much I liked about that movie.
He was very sympathetic, but at the same time, like empathetic. Like, he was distant from the family. Like he didn't care. Yeah, I'm just getting paid. Someone just gave me money.
He called it how it was. At the same time,
you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he had no quarrels about calling out the family and calling them blood-sucking vultures with their knives out. But then at the same time, he would tell Martha how sweethearted she was or whatever. It was like this source of truth. I don't know. It was pretty interesting. Plus, I liked when in the beginning when he's playing the piano.
I thought that was going to be something. Like every time he was hitting the notes, I thought it was like an indicator. I don't know. In my head, I thought they were doing more than it was.
No, they were.
Every time you hit a note. Oh, they were? Okay.
Yeah, so every time he hit a note, the police officer would ask, "What time did you arrive to the party?" And so it was anytime he hit a note, he was telling the police officer ask that question. I also think he was drawing attention to himself too.
That's why I'm glad I talked to you about it.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, you'll notice every time he hits a key, it's to get the officer, who I thought was great. That officer did such a good job. He was so funny when he's talking about like that was the dumbest police chase of all time. Get out of the car. I lost it. I thought that was so funny. That police chase, by the way, can we talk about that? Was that not the funniest thing? When like Daniel Craig is like trying to call Martha on the phone and he's like sitting next to her.
He's like, pull over, answer your phone, and she just speeds away.
Yeah. Well, she slowly crawls away. I don't know. That whole bit just cracked me up. I could go on for that movie for a long time. I was trying to keep this review semi-short, so maybe we should start to close out. But we couldn't do it without Daniel Craig because he was so good.
We forgot him, but we didn't.
And I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that the director does another movie with with Blanc in it. Wouldn't that be cool? If Rian Johnson,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, if it turned into a total Agatha Christie thing where he does like another murder mystery and he does it with Blanc as the detective, wouldn't that be sweet?
Only if you host a party based on that. then I'll be for it.
Okay, cool. You'll be invited.
We
this
can
time,
do it in
Johnny.
my barn. We'll do it in my barn. You host it.
Wow, this is getting scary. This is going to turn into a real murder. You are as scary as a real murderer, Johnny.
You're as scary as a rear murder. What are they going to call you? Oh crap! What does Michael call Dwight? Oh, they will call me the overkill killer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly. All right, should we call it for a week?
let's call it for 1 week exactly.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, enjoy our videos. Let us know what you think of our YouTube channel. Sorry our video gave out at
Subscribe.
the end. That was my fault. But we love you, and have a good week. See you on the flippity flop.
Zippity flop.